To serve is to give others a sense of dignity, to let them know that their life matters. This is a line from Dare to Serve, How to Drive Superior Results by Serving Others by Cheryl A. Batchelder in 2016. In 2018, I was just another selfish girl from a good family in a small farm town. I hate to admit it, but I had an out of sight, out of mind view on things like hunger and homelessness. It wasn't prominent in my town, so what was I supposed to do about it? I saw homeless shelters and people starving on TV and on the news, but it didn't hit me that people in our country are really struggling. I was oblivious and slightly shallow. The summer after my junior year, I had a huge reality check. I had been given the opportunity to serve on a mission trip in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I did not know what to expect, but it was definitely a little bit out of my zone of comfort to go there. We got to our housing site, and I'll admit, right off the bat, I didn't feel particularly safe. And then I saw a homeless man sleeping on a bench right outside. He probably didn't feel safe there either. We went through the week, and I got to sort food at distribution sites, serve at a community cookout, and talk with children at a children's mission. At the cookout, I saw people that were hungry, but they didn't want to ask for seconds. They didn't want to take food away from someone else who needed it. We had to beg some of them to eat more food. At the children's mission, I talked to a 14-year-old boy who had already been homeless a couple times. I also had the opportunity to help first graders read. They didn't have a lot of books to choose from, so we had to reread a few. I also got to serve on a similar trip to Daytona Beach, Florida. This environment seemed carefree and perfect with the beach and the weather, but the beach is not so cool to the people that have to sleep there and beg for scraps from tourists. According to Larissa Hamblin in Orlando Weekly as of 2018, Daytona was considered one of the worst places in Florida to live because of the homeless and poverty rates. With this experience and how it changed me, I got a job for the summer of 2021 where I'll be working as a staff leader for the company that organized the trips I worked on. I am not saying that mission trips or religious work of any kind is for everyone. That's the path I chose. I have always been strong in my faith, so my motivation to serve was rooted in following the example of Christ. Even if you are not religious, I still call you to have a servant's heart and reach out to help others. As college students, we have the unique opportunity to be immersed in a brand new community for 4 years. But are we taking advantage of the opportunities to do good deeds? I ask that you all try to hold yourselves and others accountable. Actively seek opportunities to serve others, even when it is not required of you. According to endhomelessness.org, in 2019, there were almost 600,000 homeless people living in the U.S. These numbers have likely grown due to COVID. SeniorLiving.org determined that in December of 2018, 42% of the population that's over the age of 65 lives alone. These two groups of people are only a small picture of the opportunity to serve our neighbors. I ask that you all intentionally seek opportunities to help others. Our world is really strange right now, and we often forget about the people who were struggling before the pandemic, which isn't helping their situation. You often hear people say, there are starving kids in Africa if you leave a little bit of food on your plate. And yes, there are starving kids in Africa. There are also, as researched by the Denver Post in 2019, 13 million children here in the U.S. that don't have access to food at home. I honestly believe that colleges should require community service like they do at Tulane University in New Orleans, Louisiana. There is a community service requirement to graduate, as researched by Allison Basofsky from Valentine in 2013. Our homeless population and the amount of people without food is not going to change with the snap of our fingers, but if we serve these communities, we can make those numbers go down and ultimately see great change. Thank you.